them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Out is the Saints offense now as they get ready to take over here.
And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath, first do no harm. And right now they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis. Got to give some credit there defensively. They snuffed out that screen early on first down.
Really read it well, didn't they? Because they didn't bring the pressure that they expected. They covered all the passing lanes. So once you see it break down as the passer, I think in this situation, you're either throwing it at the feet of your back to make sure no one picks it off, or you throw it away, throw it over the sideline. Don't try and freelance and try and make a bigger play. There's really no one else running a pattern that should be open.
And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. And he goes in motion here in the backfield. From midfield, here's Breeze. Drops this off to Kamara out of the backfield. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the first. He was trying to get it to his running back, Alvin Kamara, and that'll bring up second down.
So this is what happens when you throw interceptions. That confident veneer that you have gets chipped away a little bit. Maybe a little bit gun-shy throwing it around.
Yeah, underthrowing him there, and you're right. Those interceptions maybe in the back of his mind. On second down, Ingram. And he'll snag about 5 yards down to the 32. So second down was a run play. Now let's see what they do on third. Working from the gun, it's Breeze. He finds Coleman. And he's finally taken down, and it's a big gain there on what will turn out to be the final play. And it's first and goal now, but still 10 yards to go. They go play action here on first down. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off at the 14, the 40, 30, 10. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Falcon defense has a touchdown. Short throw, pick six right there. Those linebackers, they love when those short throws come and those eyes get real wide, don't they?
How about and take it in the opposite direction?
So they'll get another shot on offense. Fall pick six, and now the kick is away. And last time, decent field position through the pick six. Obviously costly.
But they can't afford to just bunker in now. All right, good field position means go ahead and attack on offense. Try and press the advantage a little bit. They just have to be better with the football on this possession.
So that didn't bother you too much last time?
No, because it's exactly what you're supposed to do. You can't have good field position, not try to take advantage of it. Sometimes the defense makes a good play, too.
10 yards still left on second down. Shotgun now for Breeze. And his pass is intercepted for the fourth time today. Picked up by Deion Jones, the linebacker. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Falcon defense has a touchdown. Well, Deion Jones and pick sixes, they're going together like peas and carrots. Oh, boy. He had 2 of those, though, as a rookie last year.
And I know part of the reason is his speed. He's one of the fastest linebackers that you're going to find in the NFL. But another part is he's not very tall. Sometimes he gets lost in coverage. When a quarterback's looking downfield, he just doesn't see him, and he ends up making big plays.
One of those pick sixes last year, 90-yard return against Drew Brees in his hometown of New Orleans. And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. Mark Ingram now gears up to help lead this offense back out there. And for him, it's been pretty limited involvement down on the scoreboard. Maybe time to turn to this guy.
And you know me well. Winning games to me means starting with the running game and continuing to press the running game. Maybe you go away from him a little bit now, but the bottom line is he hasn't touched it enough to make a difference.
Well, they haven't established that running game yet. The question is, will they? They'll run with Ingram here to begin the drive. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
Defenses always talk about earning the right to rush the passer on 3rd down. And you know what offenses want? Win 1st down so they can set things up for themselves better.
And that wasn't helpful there. Not a big impact on 1st. On 2nd down, here's Breeze. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
They go play action for Ingram. Now Breeze. He is going to find Hill here. Touchdown, New Orleans. Josh Hill, 65 yards. And the Saints get a bit closer. Coming into the year, Breeze, 465 touchdown passes, add another one to the total.
You know, it's funny, I just talked with his college head coach, and he told me that when Drew was a sophomore at Purdue, they weren't sure he was truly the starter, even though he started the opening game, and he made a play early in that one. But the coach got on the headset and told the rest of the staff, well, fellas, we found our quarterback. Now we got to make sure we find the rest of our team.
Breeze hasn't looked back since. Scoring summary, 3-play drive, and it ends with a touchdown for New Orleans. That's fielded in the end zone. 1st and 10. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. That's going to go as a loss of 2 and a 2nd down.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions. Anticipation was felt also by the defense.
On 2nd down, Ryan. And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. Manti Te'o in from his linebacker spot. He's able to drop him for a loss of about 10. Well, it was 2nd long. Now it's 3rd and even longer. They're going in the wrong direction here.
Because they're moving exactly the way they want to, but you're exactly right. Definitely going in the wrong direction for the offensive guys.
So the sack pushes him back, and now 3rd and long for Ryan and the Falcons. Ryan now off the bootleg. The left side completion to Jones. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. An incredible play there. They do get big yardage, but they're still stopped a yard or two short, and it's 4th down. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is, because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
And the 42-year-old veteran's kick is up and good. And that'll push the lead up to 17.
It's good to be the kicker for the top offense in the NFL, and Matt Bryant was that in 2016. Led the league in scoring with 158 points, but boy, does Atlanta find him valuable. So dependable and clutch.
And he's been valuable in this league for a while. Hard to believe he's been around since 2002. Now the Saints, they trot their offense out here. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2-minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. Now he's flushed out left. And my goodness, another interception. Devondre Campbell, the linebacker, picks it. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Falcon defense has a touchdown.
Partner, what we just saw, that's a great example of a team that was really amped up. They've been playing so well, yet they didn't get overexcited and have a bust on defense and gave up a big play. Instead, they created their own big play with a pick six. This one may be over.
Yeah, it's just the first half, but that lead has swelled to the point where you're wondering if it is over already. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. It's a short kick, taken at the 15. And he is going to be knocked flat on his back. Oh, a big hit. Now we'll see what Michael Thomas and the rest of the offense has in store here. You better believe that he's well aware he has 0 catches right now, and they're losing, so he's probably a little hungry.
And you know the guys on defense are aware as well, and they're really excited he has no catches, but they're also worried because a lot of times that's like the ticking time bomb. The longer you hold him down, when he finally explodes, look out.
Yeah, no catches, though, so far in this game. On first down, Breeze. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. And guess what? That incompletion gives me a chance to ask you who your MVP is in the NFL right now. Who are you going with?
Well, there's so many different choices, right? Tom Brady's a perennial, and you can never go wrong with him, and he's still rallying New England.
He's got too many trophies.
Oh, look
Give me somebody else.
Look at you. You can't ding him for that. But listen, to me it comes down to Carson Wentz in Philadelphia having an extraordinary second season, and what Alex Smith is doing in Kansas City cannot be overestimated right now. And I'm going to go with Alex Smith because head-to-head, his Kansas City Chiefs beat the Philadelphia Eagles.
That's true. If the Eagles, though, 8-1 right now, should be interesting to watch the rest of the way.
Sounds like you're making a case for Carson Wentz.
I am. I hate to sound really negative, but at this point, an incomplete pass, almost a moral victory that it's not picked off.
Well, you may hate to sound negative, but that was negative.
It was very negative, I know. But all these first-half interceptions, it's been tough to watch.
Yeah, couldn't find a silver lining in this one. Much more like lead.
The Saints on third down. They've been good. 3 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. The play clock's running down. Now Breeze on third down. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
Now the ninth-year man from LSU, Thomas Morstead, on to punt, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. And a nice job here on special teams. This will be down inside the 10 at the 8-yard line. Heading back onto the field, here's a look at Devontae Freeman now. It's the second quarter. His team has the lead, but I think he's hoping for a little bit more production out of himself.
And we often talk about preaching patience to a runner when things are a little bumpy in the early going. But we have to do the same thing with the offensive line. They can't wait to halftime to make the adjustments. They have to do it from series to series for those surface tablets come into play. Check out what the defense is doing and see if they can find a better way to run it.
So they search for that patience here now. This is Freeman on 1st and 10. Only a couple there as he'll be brought down about the 28.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. Again, they'll run with Freeman. He finds an opening past the 40. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 and a first.
We both know it's difficult, but they've made it look effortless out there. Through the air, on the ground, they've moved the ball with relative ease.
Now Ryan on 1st down. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. Austin Hooper, the tight end, was the intended target. And now it's 2nd down.
Well, the secondary's really struggled today, but that's a little bit of a measure of revenge, isn't it? And they just followed the basic rules. See ball, knock ball away, turns into a nice play.
Ryan on the handoff. It's Freeman. And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. It's a gain of about 3, but it's going to leave him with 3rd and still 7 yards to go. Pretty good little two-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or two because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
The Falcons on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 7. Here's Ryan. On the screen, this is Coleman. And he's got room. The 20. Give him 30 yards there.
The best passing attacks in the NFL often incorporate the guys out of the backfield catching the football. And that's what we just got on that play. As a primary receiver, not always just a check down, not always a safety valve. Sometimes they just get it to them right away because they have the matchup advantage.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. We remind you that coming up at halftime, Larry Ridley will have the highlights and analysis of this first half from our studios in Orlando.
And I have a fairly solid idea about which team will be featured prominently in those highlights.
Might be a little bias. 1 yard, the official pickup there, so it's going to set up 3rd and 9.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again, they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
The Falcons on third down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 9. Out of the gun, it's Ryan. And he's got it. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Julio Jones, a 14-yard touchdown. And the Falcons add on. Those are the touchdowns that aren't just scored on Sundays or on Monday night. Those are the ones that are scored during the week because they had that preparation in a great route run.
Oh, I love that observation because you don't just roll out on game day and say, okay, go run this route and let's get it done. That means exactly what you said. The practice had to occur beforehand, which led to the timing, which led to the touchdown.
And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So that drive consumes 9 plays all told. And the Falcons score to cap it off. Here's Bosher to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And all deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. And the Falcons grab it. And he will score. Touchdown, Falcons. A big play there. Taking it in. And the Falcons continue to pour it on. So they get the one-score kickoff, get a fumble, take it right back to the house. 2 quick touchdowns within a matter of about 10 seconds on the game clock.
It's like a big 1-2 punch that may lead to a knockout.
So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way. The fumble return for a touchdown. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. That'll be taken in the end zone. And, oh, he is really laid out that time. Knocked flat on his back at the 23. And we shift our attention to Mark Ingram. They've given him some touches. They haven't had a lot of success.
You know, on these types of plays, we're always looking to assess blame. Okay, where did it break down? Sometimes it's just a great play.
Kill!
Breeze to throw on second down. And now here is another interception. Picked up by Keanu Neal. And he is going to get this one back to the 20-yard line. That interception sets them up beautifully already in the red zone.
And you can hear it all the way up here. Oski, everyone turned to block, find a spot, and now they're set up inside the red zone for their offense.
And they'll start this drive with very good field position. After the interception, here's Ryan. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off at the 11. Down the numbers. There he goes. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Ah, yes, the old tip drill works to perfection there.
You're bringing back great memories. Used to love that drill. And a lot of times in practice, you work on it, not just one tip, but multiple tips, just in case the ball stays in the air for a while, have an awareness and the ability to go up and grab it, and then you want to get some blocking support and end up in the opposite end zone.
In that tip drill, what do you yell?
For us, it was Oski. Okay, Oski
different
was an
things for
interception.
different teams.
Different teams have different ways of doing it. I've heard bingo, jackpot. The worst I ever heard, though, was Frankenstein. You don't want it to be a
too many syllables. Yeah.
You want to get it right down and go. Oski is really the preferred word.
Oski. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or 2 shy of the 30.
And the Falcons, they have the big lead, and you can't help but let your mind go there. You think Falcons big lead, second half they lost a game that they led by 25 in Super Bowl 51, as we all well remember.
And I don't think it's going to change them a whole lot in terms of their mentality, because they were an attack team. They always wanted to be on the attack. And you remember, a lot of people thought them staying on the attack maybe cost them in the Super Bowl against New England. But in this case, they definitely have learned that
And he can't escape the pressure. Ryan goes down. Manti-Te'o in there to pick up his second sack now of the afternoon.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Here's Ryan to throw. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. And hello, I guess Larry's halftime show was buttoned through. And we are moving on and ready to go for the third quarter. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. Drew Brees getting ready to go again on offense. And he's had some time to chew on that interception he threw on his last drive back in the first half.
Well, normally we say, well, get him right back out on the field. As you mentioned, had the halftime, had to stew about it a little bit. Maybe he'll have a chance to relax a little and kind of laugh and chuckle and let it go.
He'll hope to respond positively here to start the third quarter. He'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's second down. Now Brees throwing on second down. Flush to his right. Now on the run, he'll throw it back deep. Oh, and my goodness, another interception. Ricardo Allen with a pick. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the second week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirt.
Yeah, he better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Jones. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. He got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets him a new set of downs. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he can't throw in the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did.
The positioning here is key. As a defensive back, you're taught 99% of the time, make a play on the football. But in this case, making a play on the man was all the difference.
Julio Jones, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Falcons turn that interception into a touchdown.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his second touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And the end result, an Atlanta touchdown. Here's Bosher to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll probably wish he'd reconsidered here. It will cost him 10 yards as he's down at the 15.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
The drive starts here with a carry by Ingram. And a nice gain there as he'll be taken down just shy of the 20. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. From the gun, it's Brees. Pressure brought in, and the Falcons
Falcons get there for the sack. Deion Jones in there to get him for a loss of 5. From the gun on 3rd down, Breeze. Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Here's Allen. Well, that'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. And now let's discuss Julio Jones. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this? But it's usually not by himself, is it? Right. Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down. All right, you ready to go on a tangent with me here real quick?
Let's go.
We were discussing off-air the top 5 picks in the 2016 draft. Boy, those guys are having good seasons, aren't they?
They really nailed that one, didn't they? And you go right to the top because Jared Goff, many people...
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off at the 38. And he'll bring this one back to the 29. And that gives him now 3 interceptions in the game.
Well, someone's locked into what they're trying to get done in the passing game. When was the last time we had someone get 3 in a contest?
2011, wasn't it? Kurt Coleman.
Oh, yeah, that's
with
right.
the Eagles.
That's right. Then with the Eagles, and I believe it's against Washington and Rex Grossman.
That's correct. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Ready. Here we go.
Here's Breeze to throw. Flushed out right. And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a 1st down.
Offensively, they liked their situation, so they tried to take a shot downfield, but no one was open. So it was tuck it in run time, and he picks up a 1st down.
To throw is Breeze. Eluding the pressure right. And that is incomplete.
I'm going to need some help with this one. How did he miss him? Wide open in the end zone. He's not hurried. He's not hit. And somehow, incomplete?
Yeah.
What happened?
During film study, that's one where he's just going to shake his head, not be able to believe it.
6 points go by the wayside on that one.
Breeze now. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
My high school coach, John Ford, used to say all the time, if you're in a bad situation, laddie, don't compound it with a bad decision as well. And I think that's what we just saw there. Harassed in the pocket, and he throws into double coverage anyway.
He called you laddie?
He called me laddie.
And now here is another interception. Devondre Campbell, the linebacker, picks it. And they'll have the football, but deep in their own territory as he's brought down at the 5. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offensive coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm. Yeah, let me puff out my chest a little bit, even though I'm not rooting for either team. That was a really nice defensive play. It's awfully fun to watch, even in an offensive game.
They'll set up the screen for Freeman. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up 3rd. Now, that screen there on 2nd down certainly didn't develop how they had hoped. Is that one they should have even tried, or is that one the quarterback sticks in his pocket?
I think the latter. I like what you said there, because trying is one thing. We can second-guess just about every call. But in this case, when you realize that it's broken down, just throw it at the feet of your intended receiver so that no one can pick it off, right? You don't have the ball tipped up in the air, and you come back and try and pick up the 1st down on 3rd down. That way you don't lose any yardage. I know exactly why I tried to throw the ball to Julio Jones there. he's never considered covered. He's either too fast or too strong. You always try and get it to him.
Especially on those deep passes. Here we go on 4th down with Ryan. And my goodness, another interception. It's Marshawn Lattimore, the rookie from Ohio State. From their own 2, Charles, they opted to throw it instead of run it. We saw the outcome.
I think what a lot of teams count on is defenses to stack the line of scrimmage, trying to force a safety or force a turnover there. But if you've got a good defensive front, you just allow them to play the run, and everyone else stays ready, and they were, and they picked that one off.
And he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll bring up a 2nd and goal. Breeze now to throw. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. He was trying to hit Thomas that time, and it's 3rd down.
Well, Brandon, we see why it's a team game there, because there's a sigh of relief that they just released defensively. If he's able to get that one away, that's likely a touchdown. But instead, that pressure...
And he's got it. Touchdown, Saints. Kobe Flater, a 7-yard touchdown ground. And the Saints take advantage of field position on the turnover to cash in for 6. And he is a reliable target. They like to get him involved. They got him involved there for the score.
And they should. He's a very good player. Remember, they can use him in certain positions, so many different spots, and he usually comes through for them.
Morstead, the punter, out to kick it off. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards, as he'll get this only back to the 20. So out come the Falcons now. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious, because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. Well, this seems like a good time to make a quick pivot here and go back to Week 9 of the NFL, because there were some pretty big milestones that were passed.
Can we start with a kicker? Because we're going
Adam Vinatieri.
Look, Adam Vinatieri to me is a first ballot Hall of Famer. I mean, what he's accomplished here, now he's in sole possession, 2nd place in the league's all-time scoring list with 2,442 points. Needs 103 more to chase down the Hall of Famer, Morton Anderson.
And yet Eli go over 50K passing yards. Jameis over 10K, 2nd youngest to do that. And then Larry Fitzgerald, what did he do?
Yeah, and the win against the 49ers moved into 6th place all-time in receiving yards, passing Hall of Famer Tim Brown. How about Larry Fitz?
Room to run inside the 40. Devontae Freeman, they're not going to get him. Touchdown, Falcons. Devontae Freeman, 54 yards, and the Falcons add on. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one, because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. So the drive there, they went 80 yards in 3 plays. And it ends in a touchdown run from Devontae Freeman. Here's Bosher to kick it away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. Now the Saints offense, they get ready to go back to work here. They've got to dig down deep. I mean, they need something right now, really anything to cling on to. This offense has struggled.
Partner, join me in a walk to their locker room at the half, okay? Because I think what we would have seen is an offensive coordinator and his assistant coaches getting together with all their positions, then coming together as a group, going over adjustments, and then the head coach coming in and just screaming, wake up.
Yeah.
Let's get moving, guys.
I'm kind of glad we weren't in there at halftime, actually.
You think you might have turned it on us, too?
Yeah, but right now, whatever was said hasn't been working. I want to switch gears for a second. A couple exciting plays last week in the NFL. One you and I were discussing earlier. How about that Tyreek Hill play into the first half in Dallas?
Yeah, we usually use the word gate with everything, right?
And now here is another interception. Ricardo Allen with a pick. And this one will be returned to right around the 38-yard line. Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used a calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it. And that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down. It's a gain of 19 down to the 19, and it's a first down.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
Now Ryan on second down. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Back at the 26-yard line. Manti Te'o getting him once again. His third sack of the afternoon.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
So the sack pushes him back, and now 3rd and long for Ryan and the Falcons.
Hey, let's go. 4 down.
The former Indiana Hoosier here, Tevin Coleman. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th.
Hey, a lot of points have been scored in this game, but what a nice play by the defense. Stepping up on that one, maybe they'll get things going in their direction after a play like that.
Looks like Ryan's going to stay out there. Indeed, they're going to try for this on 4th down. They'll try and throw for it with Ryan. And my goodness, this is incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Saints will have the football back. Well, with that pass going awry, Charles, I hate to discuss this, but we need to. Deshaun Watson goes down with an injury, ACL tear done for the season, and boy, that's tough.
It is extremely, especially when we do everything possible to protect players in practice, to make sure you have good practices, no injuries, and it just happened on a routine, normal play. And when he gets back, he will make the same exact movements again. Just a freak injury. And now the Texans, that's going to be tough. The #1 scoring offense with him, they really struggled against Indianapolis Colts.
Yeah, they did. Just 14 points. Really nice response from Watson, though, saying he's going to come back stronger than ever.
And how about the response from the league? How about the respect he garnered in his short time as the quarterback? Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
And very little running room there. He did get a couple up to the 49. The Saints on 3rd down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. Here it's 3rd and 2. Here's Breeze. It's complete to Flainer. Breeze finding Flainer for New Orleans first. Back now here live in New Orleans. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. First down and 10 now for the offensive group. Shotgun now for Breeze. And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes. Brooks Reed in there to get him his second sack now of the afternoon. On second down, here's Breeze. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up third.
Anytime a ball's thrown in the middle of the field and it's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch. It doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
The Saints on third down, 5 out of 9 thus far. This will be 3rd and 15. Working for it's Breeze. He goes underneath to Ingram. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. They pick up 10, but it'll still lead to a 4th down. Now Breeze got to have this one. And this is incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Falcons defense stands tall. They'll get the football back. Well, that's another mistake there on the drop pass on 4th. And we've seen him do things like this all game.
It's not hard to figure out why they're down by that deficit. They haven't made plays that are going to keep them in the game or win the game all game long. That's another example right there. It all boils down at the end of it to execution. Either you make the play or you don't.
Trying to get that in the hands of Devontae Freeman that time. And that'll bring up second down. Well, not to get too overcritical there because he knows what he's doing, but his shoulders looked a little off kilter there when he threw that.
I don't think you're being overly critical there. You're just analyzing it, and he gets those shoulders right. That pass will go from incomplete to complete.
And that one is incomplete. He just dropped it. But they're up big on the scoreboard, so maybe he can chuckle about later.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
And he'll get this only up to about the 35. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down. Boy, not deterred from those first 2 failed attempts. They're going to go a 3rd time here on 4th down. The Falcons will go for it. It's Ryan. It's caught. Jones. And he will have the first down as he's brought down up near midfield. 14 yards there on the pickup, and they're able to pick up the conversion here on 4th down. Felt compelled to go for it there on 4th down, trailing in the 4th quarter. They got it done.
And there's always a lot of pressure on a 4th down call. Doesn't matter the distance. You still have to get it done, as you noted, and they did.
Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. Well, there have been a ton of sacks. They were just trying to prevent another.
So what you're telling me is the conventional way has not really worked for them, huh?
Not at all.
Not at all. So he tries to grab him here, and they still get caught.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. And my goodness, another interception. Marcus Williams, the rookie from Utah, and they will set up shop at their own 46-yard line. What a nightmarish game he's having now. 6 interceptions that he has thrown.
Absolutely unbelievable, isn't it? Hard to believe we're watching this and have seen it, but it just tells you about the game of football. They give it,
And now here is another interception. Picked up by Deion Jones, the linebacker. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Falcon defense has a touchdown. Defensively, they've had their way in this one. That pick 6 makes that scoreboard even more lopsided.
I remember talking with a guy in the league, and I said, what do you do when the game's like this? You know, it's pretty much over. You ready to go to the bench and hang out? He said, oh, heck no. I want to stay on the field. I might get some stats. I might get a pick or 2.
You like being out there at the end of these wide margins.
When they have to throw it, that gives you more opportunities to go get it.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. first down. Breeze. And he is out of bounds on the other side of midfield. A good pickup there, 26 yards. Well, we haven't been shortchanged on offense. Another fun play to watch there on the deep pass.
This game has the feel of, what, a turkey bowl, a Thanksgiving day. You know, when we get together this year, when the Davises and the Gaudens get together, that's what our playbook's going to look like. Like they're drawing them up in the dirt, and so far it's working for both of them. Give them 12 yards on that one. It earns them a fresh set of downs. Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Throwing now is Breeze. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
It's always tough for the guys throwing the football when they think they've got a completion and the ball's almost there, and then someone sneaks a hand or two in and bats it away.
So 2nd and 10 here. Now Breeze again. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off at the 40, 20. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Falcon defense has a touchdown.
Every now and then, those guys can get lost in coverage. Quarterback didn't see him, perhaps. But, boy, what a pick. And how about the run back?
Here's Bryant for the extra point. Flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes in bounds.
Partner, that type of a lead, and they're going to fake it from the 15 to try and pick up a 2-point play instead of kicking it through the post. Come on, man. Put that in mothballs. Come on. Come on. Don't do that.
Put that in mothballs.
Yeah, preserve that for it. That's an ancient relic. Faking it. I can understand. You want to rub it in a little. You fake it when you snapped it from the 3. But from the 15, mothball that bad boy, just like my grandmother had.
Yeah,
her attic, the
my
stuff
grandmother
she used to
did the same. It smelled terrible. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And following the pick 6, and they had decent field position in throwing that pick 6. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
They told us they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest. Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a first down.
They go play action here on first down. Being chased out left. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down.
Yeah, he only gets a few yards on 1st and 10, but he's better off doing that than throwing an incompletion or even worse, an interception.
Now Breeze. And now here is another interception. Picked off at the 39. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And this will be incomplete.
That one didn't quite make it to the target, but that's not always a function of the strength of the arm of the quarterback, is it? Sometimes there's just too much pressure there. In any case, the ball doesn't arrive.
2nd and 10 now. Ryan. And he's taken down here by the Saints. Sheldon Rankins in there to record another sack. Their 6th of the afternoon. 3rd and long. It's Ryan. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. fourth quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead, because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you can put yourself in jeopardy.
And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on fourth. Ryan. And it's caught over the middle. Hooper. And he's got the first down yardage before being taken down at midfield. Call it an even 20 yards on the pickup. And they're able to move the chains as they convert on 4th and long. 4th down, trailing in the fourth quarter. They felt compelled to go for it, and they got it.
Well, I'd look down at my play sheet, and what I would find, plays have been successful throughout the game that have worked in the distance you need. And that's exactly what they got done.
They find some open field here. Another nice gain, 16 yards there, and a first down again. Fresh set of downs here. To throw is Ryan. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. A.J. Klein in there with pressure yet again, and that's the 7th time they've dropped him here this afternoon.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
On second down, here's Ryan. The left side completion to Jones. And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. Julio Jones, 41 yards. And the Falcons continue to pour it on.
And now we've hit that stage of the game, partner, where one of our predecessors, one of the great commentators of all time, he used to sing in this situation when this game appeared to be over.
I know the fat lady's been singing for some time.
No, not her at all. This is one of our guys.
But she's singing, too.
Oh, she's at least...
She's on, like, the 5th tune.
Yeah, she left Scales way behind. But he used to sing something about turning out the lights. The party was over.
Here's Bosher to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he loses the football a second time. And I think he was able to get back on it. He was. So they will get the ball after all, but that could have been a disaster.
I didn't do this in college, but I did it in high school. When you return kicks and you lose it yourself, the panic that goes through you and the determination to get the ball back, I don't even know how to describe it. And I think we just saw an example there.
And the relief when you get it back like he did.
Yeah, you go to the sidelines, you know you're going to get yelled at, but you can handle it because you got the ball back.
That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
You know what the key to a good screen pass is, don't you?
Bet you're going to tell me. Good blocking?
Well, good blocking eventually. But first is good acting. You want to let the defenders go past you, leak out to whichever side or even in the middle where you want to set up the screen, and then you do your blocking. How about the read, though, by the defensive guys? They weren't fooled at all and actually ran with the lineman to where the play was and smothered it for a loss of yardage. That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. He finds Coleman. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. A good pickup there at 22. Breeze now on first down. Over the middle, the catch by Coleman. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40. So it's Saints football as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. To throw is Breeze. Dancing to his left. And incomplete on the deep ball. The target that time, Michael Thomas. And it's second down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, fourth quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield.
Kill.
They go play action for Ingram. Now Breeze. And he's got it over the middle. Fleener. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down. Breeze now to throw. And that is caught. Well, they're going to see this one to the end. They get a score, but pretty much an exercise in futility right now. Still down big.
That's a whole lot of points still to be down. But congratulations, they're still fighting, and they scored another touchdown.
My old high school coach used to say, Charles, he said, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, and sometimes you wish you never had showed up.
Could have saved the gas money, the hotel, what have you, huh?
So this drive spans 7 plays, and it all culminates in a Saints touchdown. Morstead, the punter, out to kick it off. That's fielded in the end zone. Getting set to go again on offense. We get a peek at Julio Jones now. Seems like the measuring stick for a receiver for a great game is 100 yards. Well, he's well past that now.
And as we analyze how he's getting them, that's where it really becomes fun. Let's face it, they keep sending coverage at him, keep trying to put the pressure on, yet he finds ways downfield and finds openings. That's a really crafty receiver.
Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. And my goodness, another interception. It's Marshawn Lattimore, the rookie from Ohio State. And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops. The number 7 usually lucky here. Not for him. 7 picks he's thrown in this game. That's only happened 6 times since 1960.
And I know that the most recent time it happened, the guy who threw him, he won a Heisman Trophy in college, so sometimes you just have a lousy game. Doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad career, but when you're talking about one game, 7, you're right, not lucky at all.
Yeah, Ty Detmer, the last to do it in 2001, to throw 7 picks. They give him 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs. Halfback sent in motion. Throwing on first down is Breeze. And now here is another interception. Picked up by Keanu Neal. Facing this fourth quarter deficit, felt like they had to throw the ball, and on the other side, they were ready.
No doubt about it. They're playing situational football. They look at the clock, they know the lead that they have, and all they're doing is playing pass on every down.
Playing the pass, picking it off, and now big time in the driver's seat. Ryan wants to throw it. And Jones has it over the middle. And a big collision there as he winds up flat on his back, right near the 39. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
Well, go ahead and throw the ball, man. You got the big lead. You got the clock on your side. Obviously, they don't care much about the feelings of the other team, do they?
Well, you better run to the locker room pretty quick after this one.
Well, right now, maybe they're just looking at it from the fantasy perspective. More points for everyone if they win big.
It's a loss of a yard.
They're going to be feeling pretty good about themselves until the coaches get upset about the play we just saw. But you know their defense is going to be. But we put up big points all game long. The defense is going to win one every now and then.
And that one got tipped. Kind of threw everything off. It brings up third. With that matchup, the adjustment that was made, you have a blazing guy on a blazing guy, and defensively, he won that battle.
The closing speed is the key. When you have a guy that fast and he can close at the end of a play and knock it away, that's a big deal, and we just saw him do it right there.
The Falcons on third down. They're hitting at just 30%, 3 for 10. This is 3rd and 11. Now Ryan. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. And he's brought down, but not before reaching the 8-yard line. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.